What's good, everybody? It's your boy JTK, aka Josh Too Cool. Now, this is a quick video I'm making because I'm about to go to bed. I'm pretty tired. But I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of running out of video ideas. But this is something that I'm gonna be talking about on my podcast tomorrow. And I don't usually talk about sport. I mean, I talk about MMA, but a lot of the basketball, football stuff I usually leave for the podcast. But I thought I would just get into a little bit of this right now, and then you guys can tune into the podcast tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern on Facebook and Instagram, and you guys can hear more on it from me and my podcast partner Mundeep. And by the way, speaking of the podcast, we are going to be going on Spotify very, very soon. The account and everything is set up. We just got to get the episodes onto there, and then we're gonna start taking this thing very, very seriously. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. And the podcast is gonna be up on Spotify very soon. You can go onto our RSS feed. So just go to rss.com/that'sdebatable, and you'll find us there. And so pretty much what I want to talk about today, you guys saw the title of the video. James Harden has gone to the Brooklyn Nets. He's gotten traded there. So I'm going to make a quick video on my thoughts because, like I said, I have a whole podcast that I talk about this. I talk about sports. But specifically for this topic, I just wanted to make a quick video. So I was one of the guys that said if James Harden goes to the Brooklyn Nets, that the Brooklyn Nets have the best chance at beating the Lakers then, because I didn't think even though KD and Kyrie are elite players, I didn't think that it would be enough to beat the Lakers, because to beat the Lakers, you're not going to beat them in the paint, you're going to beat them by perimeter shooting, and that's what James Harden brings to that. And I just don't think that KD and Kyrie was enough. However, now adding James Harden really spices things up. Now this has to be a guaranteed Lakers versus Nets finals. It has to be, because these are the two of the top teams, and when you look at it on paper, these are the two top teams in each conference. The Brooklyn Nets really have no excuse to make it out of the East, to not make it out of the East, sorry. They don't have an excuse, because when you have a guy like Kevin Durant who's getting paid about $40 plus million, you have James Harden who's getting paid about $41 million, and Kyrie Irving, God knows where he is. If you guys watch the podcast, I sounded off on Kyrie Irving today. And Stephen A. Smith was one of the guys that said Kyrie Irving should retire if he's not going to prioritize basketball, and I agreed with him. But if all of them are playing, they're all healthy, they're all cooperating, then this team is very, very dangerous, because James Harden is one of the best scorers in NBA history, along with Kevin Durant. These are two of the best scorers in NBA history, and don't doubt Kyrie Irving, because he can score that ball too. All three of these guys can hit perimeter shots, all three of them. So we take all of that into account. I know Karis LeVert is gone. All of these guys are gone. They really have no bench now, and that is a very big question mark, because the Lakers have a lot of depth on their team, and that might be in favor of the Lakers. That's why I still have the Lakers as a favorite right now. However, it will be very interesting, because like I mentioned, you have three great scorers on one team in KD, Kyrie, and Harden now. And I thought his top priority was going to be Philly, because Kyrie Irving has been acting up in Brooklyn, and I didn't think he would want to deal with that. However, it has happened. He's gotten his wish. It was Philly or Brooklyn. Brooklyn, I think, was his second option, and Philly now, well, initially Brooklyn was his first option, but now that he's seen how Kyrie's acting up, he moved it to his second option. But Philly didn't really want to make any trades, not like how the Brooklyn Nets made a trade. They pretty much said, you know what, screw it. We're giving it up. We're gonna get James Harden. This is nearly guaranteed finals. It has to be. They have the best team in the Eastern Conference. I don't see anybody stopping them in the East. So They have no excuse not to make the finals. They have to make the finals unless one of the, like especially KD, if God forbid any of them get injured, then I'll be like, okay, sure, you're missing one of your big three. But other than that, if they're all healthy, they really have no excuse not to make the finals. This is a guaranteed Lakers versus Nets finals. They are. This is pretty. They're not really fair, to be honest. It's not fair. I mean, in the Western Conference, it's more competition. But as for the Eastern Conference, this is not fair. This is not fair for other teams. So, and then when they clash in the finals, it's literally going to be a clash, because I don't see anybody competing with the Los Angeles Lakers right now in the West or the East, except for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I mentioned that the Clippers, I feel, are the biggest threat to the Lakers in the West, but even them, I don't think is a big enough, because they still need a point guard. Patrick Beverley is not going to do it for you. With all due respect to Patrick Beverley, he's not that playmaking, facilitating guard that the Clippers need. They had a chance to get Rajon Rondo, but the Atlanta Hawks offered him $10 million more, and now that he's older now, he took that money because he's going to need it for like retirement and all that, and I understand that. So you had a chance to get Rajon Rondo, but you didn't. You're stuck with Patrick Beverley and Lou Williams. He's more of a scorer. He's not that playmaker either. So the Clippers really don't have a playmaking point guard, and that is what Kawhi Leonard wanted. Kawhi Leonard wanted a playmaking point guard. Patrick Beverley is a dog on defense. We all know that. He would be a great backup point guard. But in terms of playmaking ability, facilitating, all of this stuff, shooting even, Patrick Beverley's not there, man. It sucks to say, even though he's improving his jump shot, he's shooting a little bit better. It's still not enough. You need that on the offensive end. You need that playmaking on the offensive end. So even that, I don't think, is enough to beat the Lakers. And then you could bring other teams into the equation, like the Nuggets, the Mavs. But look at the Lakers. Not only their depth, they have 2 top 5 players on one team. That is insane. Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I think Anthony Davis is a top 3 player right now, and LeBron James is the greatest player in the world. When you combine those two right now, it's unstoppable. It's nearly unstoppable. With the 6th Man of the Year, Montrezl Harrell, and then the runner-up for 6th Man of the Year, Dennis Schroeder, and then you have guys like Wes Matthews, Marc Gasol, all of these guys you have on one team. This is a deep team, and I think this team, I think this team is going to go to the finals again, and potentially win the final. They're probably going to two-peat. They have no reason not to. I mean, Brooklyn Nets could stop them. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't get mad at, because I'm a Lakers fan, I wouldn't get mad at that. Right? Because there's been some games throughout the season where I've predicted against the Lakers, because me and Monday, if you guys know, have a prediction battle. But so I've picked against them a couple times, but they proved me wrong, because that's just how good they are. And come playoff time, we've seen how good they can be. 3 of their series, not including the finals, they pretty much almost swept those teams. It was all gentlemen sweeps. The Portland Trail Blazers, the Houston Rockets, and then the Denver Nuggets, and then they beat the Heat in 6. But this team, right now, this Lakers team is better than the Lakers team that just won the championship. And it's hard to disagree with that. I don't see how you can disagree with that. So, for me, this is a guaranteed Lakers vs Nets finals. We'll talk more about this on the podcast tomorrow. I know I said this was going to be a short video, but for me, you just have no excuse. For the Nets, they just have no excuse not to make the finals at this point, because they have the biggest shot at knocking off LeBron James and the Lakers. So, yeah, that's all I'm really going to say. I'm pretty tired. I had a lot of rough workout again. I guess it was a good video because it wasn't MMA based. I know I said I wanted to mix things up, so I've been trying to do that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that notification bell. But most importantly, stay cool.